This time on Grenade Motorsports, we're going to show you this 1952 Dodge pickup truck that now has a 5.7 fuel-injected Hemi. It's got a 5-speed automatic transmission, Mustang 2 front suspension, disc brakes, power steering, Dana 35 rear axle, and it's all new underneath, but we kept the same frame. Let's see how we did some of it. Let's go. It's time to go. Most of the regular viewers on this channel know what my usual MO is. And that would be take a Dodge Durango that's got a Hemi in it and pluck off one of these old bodies and put it down on top of a Durango. But we had a wheelbase issue on this one because the wheelbase on this doesn't match that. So I couldn't take this body off and use this chassis. I'd have to stretch the bed of that Dodge far too much. So we found a two-wheel drive, rust-free Dodge Durango. This one's an 04. You can use 04 to 09. And we plucked the engine out of it, if you can see that it's all rust-free. We took the engine transmission out, the ECU and the harness, sent it off to Hotwire Auto, where they reprogrammed the ECU and made the harness plug and play, so it's virtually idiot-proof. Believe me, it needs to be. We gave it heat and defrost. Let me see if I can get this seat off here. I'm sure this will get new glass and a new interior at some point, but right now at least it's usable, drivable. But there you go. There's the Hotwire reprogrammed ECU, their harness with all the relays, and then we just used a body harness from Speedway Motors, or you can use any brand you like, but that's what we did. And this has its own body harness, which I'm going to clean all this up and get it secured, but the truck is effectively done. And with those two control systems, this truck has lights, horn, temp, fuel, volts, oil pressure, speedometer, which is GPS, by the way. That's what this is. This is all old stuff. We just left it because it looks cool. That's a tack. The Hotwire Auto harness comes equipped for a digital speed signal, digital OBD2, which this has, so that you can run digital gauges with digital signals from the engine, the ECU. I had to adapt some of this to analog to run on the EFI motor, but it was fairly simple. These are cheap. They're Amazon cheapies, but they do work, and this truck is really ready to drive. And like I say, it'll probably get an interior and glass later, but right now this thing it's ready to go. There's fuel in the tank. I have the wires temporarily connected to do a test fire. I've got a temporary battery. Everything is connected. I got to put the air intake box on so that it doesn't complain. But this will be legitimately the first time I tried to start it. So let's see what happens. I put 5 gallons of fuel in the tank. Well, 4, but that's enough. That sensor needs to be connected. Nothing in the way of rotating parts. Hopefully the power steering doesn't do anything stupid. But we go hot, ground, and then this jumper goes in there. So let me cycle the fuel pump. That's good. We do one more, it should put it in the tank. You should hear it. Okay, that works. I'm going to open the door and let it run a little bit longer. Sweet. I started test fitting the body, and the front worked out great, actually. It's going to be sweet. I just clearanced a little down there and a little down there. This one's got too much caster on it. It's leaning too forward. We'll pull that back, and that's all in alignment, which we'll have to send it somewhere for a laser alignment because this thing is all cattywampus, as they say. But yeah, so right here I have to notch that bed strip to allow the shackle to come up into the bed space, which when you build a bed, you just put basically sleepers where you raise up the bottom of the bed. So you lose whatever that is, this much, which no one's ever gonna notice that. And then obviously right here, these people cleared their old shackles, and I'm not sure why. They probably retrofit it with something at some time. But when this is down, I'm probably going to have to notch. I'm not sure, but I'll make a cover for it and blend it in with that burgundy color, and you'll never notice it. So, yeah, I got to trim these out to allow the bed to drop down and then step back and check the rake, because I already moved the shackles. When I first did it, it was way high, stink bug, as they say, which I don't know why they say that. Stink bugs are kind of flat, aren't they? Anyway. Let me get the bed strips trimmed and the bed down, and I'll step back and look at it. Boy, you're going to be able to get a big fat tire in there. I am far happier with this fitment. I feel like I got the body lines right. It's going to look way better now that I've basically dropped it 2.5 inches, actually. Plus, when you put some weight in the bed and when you really stomp on it, it won't drag. It's like a modern, it's like a pickup truck that's able to be used, and I'm reasonably satisfied. Yeah, so I modified that a little so that I raised the shackle up, which lowers the body, but doesn't really change the geometry at all. I got the wheels right about dead center. I'm very happy with that on both of them. I test fit the radiator that's back there. The radiator's gonna work. We got to get a fan, we got to get some mufflers, we got to get it all wired, and hang a battery box. But we are that much closer. Oh, did I tell you this moves under its own power? You can start it and pull it out. I did that already, in and out. I don't think I had that on film. It's really loud, and the battery was kind of ratchet strapped to the frame, so that's not a ideal location right now. So it's not going to move again until I get the battery box, the heater core, the radiator, all that stuff in, and I'll pull it out. But I do know, I verified already that it has brakes, park reverse neutral drive, and it moves, and it's loud, and it's pretty cool. I decided to put all of the heat insulation in here before I lock down the front clip, because the front clip is right here. With it on, it would be very difficult to do all of this. So I'm doing it now. We've got everything secured, and basically I'm ready to do the front clip, and then I can put the battery box, the heater core, and all of that in place. I just have everything hung out of the way for right now. I still have a bit to do up here and a bit up there. This back here is all insulated by the seat, and quite honestly, if there's any left, I'll put it back there, but looks like I'm using about all of it up. Put a couple of the things back together. I'm going to bolt this on. I didn't do it yet, but the exhaust showed up, so that's going to be very, very cool. I can't wait to hear this thing with pipes on it. I spent the majority of today putting the exhaust on, and also wiring the key switch. So when I hook up the battery, that should start it. And then I hung the exhaust right there with a temporary bracket, because usually they go up over and out, but that requires a bender, and I just don't have that. So right here it'll be drivable. Temporary battery box just hanging there, and I should be able to connect the battery and fire it up. It's got a bumper, it's got steering, it's got brakes. Let's see what happens. It's in park. It's in park. Take a quick look underneath. You got your all new front suspension, obviously, O2 sensors, new trans, dual exhaust, new tank. Drive shaft. It's just so cool. It's like a new world. I'm super stoked. This thing's gonna rock. Interestingly enough, the brake booster that I had in there, it did just what the Ford did. You put your foot on the pedal with the vacuum on, and it just goes right to the floor and won't come back. That's like the second one of these that I've had do that. And what it ends up being so far, I'm gonna double check, but this is a new one. When you push on this, you can't really push on it, but this one, you can push on it. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can actually hear the air coming out of the front of it. This one doesn't do that. I mean, you can push, but it's going to take a lot more force, which is how it should be. It's vacuum assist. And then these are the gauges we got. They're analog, and I'm going to try and make them fit. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to make them fit in these spaces. These are dashboard holes. So this one in particular, I was really hoping that I could get this, and it looks like this is the same. It's just a screen in there. Oh yeah, we are definitely going to have proper gauges. So I'm excited about that. First things first, I gotta hit the brakes, and I'm gonna pull it outside, turn it around, and start on the wiring, because Lord knows there's a lot of that. I might have to pull this off and adjust the rod in there so that the pedal has the right travel and feel. But it seems like I have it right now. So right now, I feel like that pedal's got too much travel before that rod strikes the back of the master. I don't like that. I don't want it to be instant. I want a little play, but not that. So I just have to go adjust that, and then this can stay. I like the height, so I'm okay with that. See what that feels like. Oh no, that's it. The pedal moves a little, then you feel it. It's got good pedal. So now as long as it does that while you're driving it, you're in good shape. We got to start the engine. Every time you disconnect the constant hot, the ECU has to relearn all the parameters, air temp, etc. Make sure it's in park, which it is. It wasn't. Now it is. Sounds good. Just let that run a minute. Wow, it really sounds good. I mean, it's got exhaust on it. Try the brakes. Perfect. That's it. I think I can lengthen that rod a little more now that it's got boost on it. But it's good. Yeah, that pedal's doing what it's supposed to. Just let that run a minute. Remind me to explain to you what that is. It's a cast iron soil pipe chain cutter. I can't demonstrate that right now. I was using it over the weekend, but let me get the seat in here so I can pull this out, turn it around, feel power steering and power brakes together for the first time. Thing, isn't it? I'm not sure if you got a chance to look at this real close, but I mean, this stuff came out really, really good. It's going to take a special wheel and tire package because of how little offset you're going to need. Effectively, it's going to be like a deep dish mag is what it's going to look like, almost like a dragster tire, which is fantastic. I got to get a vent tube on that, but the sway bar and the shocks are done, and tank, those wood pieces are just there in the corner holding it up for the right height. They're going to make a really nice elevated wood bed floor for this, so that's cool. But I mean, when you pull it out, it's probably tough to tell that I'm bouncing up and down on this thing, but when you pull this truck out, it literally feels like it's brand new. Like, the suspension is so firm, there's no noises, you barely touch the brakes, they're on. Like, it's super good. It's really impressive, to be honest with you. Sometimes I step back and I go, did I really do that? Yeah, I did. And I know I could. And that's why these things end up here, is because they know it's happening. If it lands in this driveway, it's happening. So keep that in mind, viewers. You got something that you've been meaning to finish and you never did. Ohio ain't that far. I have the wiring harness laid out. That goes to the engine, that goes to the dash. This is turn signal and ignition. This line of wires goes to the tail. I'm going to try and reuse these turn signals, these tail lights. They were on here. I don't know if I'll be able to save them or not. I'm going to also try and use that headlight switch. But more importantly, I got the gauges in there. The mile per hour, it may take a speed signal from this transmission, but it's actually standalone GPS. So it just does what it does magically. And then that last old one there I left in the hole because it looks cool. And I needed something to put there anyway. This one I had to trim because it's a square peg in a round hole or whatever. But it's going to work. It's going to work. This thing's rounding the final curve. I've got a ton of wiring to do. Take a look. That controls the engine, fuel pump, starter, all that stuff, transmission. And then this mess over here controls the body, lights, column, gauges, which I've got them all worked out and I'm starting to install them right now. This will start on the key, and that's fun. It's been that way for quite some time, but it's all permanent now. I don't have to take the headlight switch out. I don't have to take the ignition switch out. All that's good. I just got a call. There's a 5.7 Hemi right down the road that absolutely needs a new home, and it's super cheap. So I gotta go. I'll be right back. We have a Tanks Incorporated fuel tank, which is owned by Holly, by the way. I have no affiliation with them, but we got that tank because I could maintain the same filler neck opening on the outside of the truck. It's EFI ready, it's got a float in it. And then we use this, a Dana 35 from a Jeep Wrangler, and its sway bar. And we also used F-150 modified shackles, old Grand Cherokee leaf springs, for a suspension I feel is every bit as good as a modern car, or at least a modern small pickup truck. We did some imitation Flowmasters and some 2-inch exhaust, and I know some people are going to go, why did you use 2-inch exhaust? You're choking down the horsepower. Yeah, a little bit, I am, and it's because that Dana 35 is only good for 350 to 400 horse, and I wanted to pull maybe 5 or 8 horse out of this motor, because we did pick some up by going with a less restrictive airbox and a fan that adds horsepower. And if this rates at 348 and you've added horsepower, effectively you might be at the limit of that rear end, and I didn't want to do that. So I choked it down a little bit, but it's still going to be very drivable, still going to be lots of fun. I promise you that thing will burn the tires off of it. And if it doesn't burn the tires off of it, you bring it to me and I'm going to show you how to do it. Drives really good. really do love the look of these wheels, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to keep them because the back of these steel wheels have a pattern on them that used to interlock to the face of the old drum brakes that were on this truck. So really, if it were me, I would choose a wheel that looks exactly like this. I think Detroit steel, I think they're called, but they're just a little bigger. You can get them in various sizes, a little wider, and it'll retain that same look, and I think this is great. This is ready for a laser alignment and a new set of wheels and tires, and you could put it on the freeway and put the pedal to the floor and see how it is, because I promise you, it's gonna leak a lot of air. This is all old glass and old rubber, so it'll be drafty. And just from moving it around a little bit that I have done, I can tell you that's probably a little more motor than this truck needed, but is there really such a thing? No. So this thing's kick-ass. I'm super excited. It's on its way home. So remember, viewers, if you have something old, something rusty, something junky, something that has not moved in decades, you might want to send me an email because you could be chosen to have me build your vehicle on this channel. Watch along as we revive it, restore it, and make it way better than it was, or as we like to say out here in hillbilly land, way more gooder. We'll make it gooder. Always remember, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, ask a question. We're here to help. Thanks. I'll see you soon.